Yo, what's going on, man? I'm here, Herbie Mack here with my man Mike, and we out in you want to tell me where we at?
Pelham Bay Park, guys. Pelham Bay Park in the Bronx.
Yes, Boogie Down Bronx. So this is something that I've been wanting to do for a while. I want to sit down and have a conversation with Mike. Mike is one of my close friends. He's been knowing me over 20 years. It's crazy.
We're old.
But with having someone there, they know who you was and how watch you fall, stumble, watch you evolve and whatnot. And Mike has been one of the close ones that's seeing I guess you say growth, right? The growth spurt that I hit. And then also, even before the growth spurt, like trying to figure out who am I and whatnot. And right now I'm on Mike Turf. This is one of the spots where we just go just to walk, to get our mind out, get out of our own heads, I should say. So with that being said, Mike, how are you doing, man?
Blessed. Another day, another episode in this world. No matter how crazy it is out here, you got to have a positive mindset. Just come in here and believe in what you got to get done throughout the day. That's how I operate every day. No matter what's going on in the world, you got to worry about yourself, your family, and then everything will flow from there. You start worrying, you start to poison your body, start poisoning your mind, and then you're going to have that negative mindset moving forward. Nothing is going to be perfect in this world. I always say that, bro. You already know that.
For sure. I know recently, we don't really talk about our wins on camera. Like, oh, hey, you achieved this thing. We know normally like, you did a great thing. We said it behind the scenes. We don't really tell people like, oh, hey, we accomplished this goals of ours, just because I think that's just how we are by design. But you have recently achieved what I think is something that's major, was actually becoming certified and being a certified trainer now. And you can not only help people with their mental as you normally do, but now you take it to a different level because you work hard as well. I want you to talk about how did that feel about achieving that goal of yours?
Well, yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. It took me a while to realize that I can actually make a difference. It was actually you that helped me. I'll tell you a funny story. It was at the diner nearby New Rochelle, and he told me, looked me dead in the eye, and said, yo, I think you got this. And that's how many years ago. So let's not talk about that. That was before my daughter was born. But the whole point was that he believed in me. And from there, it took steps. It's going to be baby steps, but you have to believe in yourself. So I had a lot of heartbreaks, a lot of losses, man, believe me. But I had to learn from my losses, and I was able to grow. I took my losses outdoors, and I was able to build from there. So once you're able to acknowledge your mistakes, you're able to be at peace. And I was able to work on myself, and I was able to find so many different things. Play a little basketball, shoot a little hoops, run around the park, even go for a walk, listen to audible books. But I was able to be at peace and also to cleanse my mind. Whatever was going on in my past and blaming others, I had to look at myself and be accountable. So what I was able to do is go for a long walk. And then when I was finished with my walk, I was at peace. Then if I felt that I needed more, then I'd come back again the next day. 15 minutes turned into an hour turned into 2-3 hours, and so on, because I was letting out my emotions. And even if I'm walking fast or running, I was letting all my endorphins, which is beneficial when you go out here and you go work out. A lot of people just say, I don't want to go and lift. You don't have to. Go for a walk. That's the best medicine right there. Instead of you going to the doctor telling you, hey, you need to go to work out and exercise for your health. Listen, 15-minute walk at least. Make it a half hour, right? Which is 2% of your day. That's crazy when you think about it. Like, oh my God, 2%. I don't got that. I think we all do. Now you can say, oh, I don't have time. Yes, you do have time. You got to make the time. Because if you can spend time on your phone looking at everybody else's lives, watching television, I'm pretty sure you can do it out here.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And you know what? The best part, it costs nothing. Just show up. That's it. And that's what I love about it. It's free. You don't have to pay no admission to come out here and clear your thoughts, bro.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why, even during the pandemic, it opened up my mind and able to clear. Well, everybody, was going through it just like everyone else, including me. But I had to find a solution that be at peace and find your way. You got to find something, and then you create something. And that's what the reasons why I'm able to be the trainer that I am, because I was able to look back at myself, my life experiences, and listen, a lot of losses, but I was able to use that and gain small victories little by little. And then like you said, certified strength and conditioning. And, you know, it's not going to stop there.
Oh yeah. There was something that you said, right? Like, talk about the losses. I don't know, I love social media because, we get to connect with amazing and beautiful people all over the world. And some people, they never talk about their losses. They always post the highlights, right? Their little clip to make them look great. And for myself, there was moments where I was actually posting my losses. And then I think you was one of the first people to reach out, like, hey, man, you don't have to tell everybody anything. And I'm like, yo, I'm just being real, right? For those who don't know, I was suffering from suicide ideation. And I was like, really like, yo, I don't know what to do. Not to say like this, but I decided to go black on social media, just deactivate everything and figure it out. And the conversations that we had behind the scenes, like, I was talking about my losses, about, man, like I'm struggling. Like, I don't know what's going on. I'm not loving myself financially. Like, I'm frustrated. I'm at a place of disbelief. And you was the first one to be like, hey, man, it's all good. It's all good. And that was one of the things that I guess like helped our bond so much was we talked about the losses that we had, right? Like, oh, hey, you know what? This is not a loss. This is a lesson, right? This, as we dub in society an L, this is not a loss. It's not an L. It's a lesson. It's like, hey, let's learn from this. And this way we can learn from it and be wiser, be more efficient, be whatever we want to achieve. And for that, I just want to say, thank you, because I do appreciate that. The losses that we don't want to post on social media, it's hard, because we out there, you never know who's watching you. You never know who may say something about you, but you was the first one to say, yo, man, it's cool to post, but chill out. Take a moment, relax, figure it out. For you, you and I always have these conversations. What loss, I don't want to say losses, but what lessons have you learned from the previous life to the man that you are now?
Okay, Dad, you're not going to always win. I can even explain in my, me being a single dad. It's not wrong being a single dad. And I don't have a problem talking about it because I have mentioned this so many times. And someone will say, oh, that's, they say all the negative things and they, look down on you. And it's actually a positive because me and my daughter's mom, we have one of the best relationships out there. Nobody need to know our business because we're parents. At the end of the day, we have to take care of our child. Now, in the social media world, most of y'all don't care about if I go and post my problems, y'all like, haha, he's going through all this. Like I said, about 80% of y'all are happy that I'm having these problems. And then you can go ahead and look for drama and fish, and people's looking like, oh man, that's every day. Someone is exploiting their problems out there. Me, why do I need to talk bad about her or she talk bad about me? But the mindset is just like, I got to show and tell people my business. No, listen, I'm not perfect. Everybody's going to go through their issues. Does it need to be displayed? No. Do I need to tell everybody, hey, I'm about to take a, number 2?
Nah,
and then like, look, guys, it stinks. Why are you telling me that? I don't care. Do I have to tell you every time, hey, I'm about to go get some? Like, Think about it. It's some things that you don't need to go ahead and talk about for the world to know, because they're ready for you to say, aha, I knew it. And then they're going to go and attack you on the small things. Listen, I'm a failure throughout life and I don't mind losing, but I'm not going to quit. There's a difference. You can fail in life, but you have to learn from your failures. Take a deep breath and listen, look at your losses and learn how to become better at it instead of just, I'm done.
Yeah.
Which a lot of us do. It doesn't have to be in fitness, but just in everyday life, just relationships. People give up quick. Oh, I'm done. Why not have a conversation without anybody telling you what's going on? You go on social media and then, he cheated on me and then she cheated on me. Like,
yeah. Well, I think a lot of it, right? There's a lot that you just said there.
Yeah.
As far as learning something new, like obviously we're not going to be great at it, right?
Absolutely.
We have to learn, in the beginning, we didn't know how to really tie a shoe that well.
I still don't. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but like you have to learn over time, right? Like, practice make progress. And then for that, some people want to be great right away, right? Like, for instance, when I started my speaking journey, I was like, oh yeah, I can do the speaking thing. And my first time really speaking, I was trash, right? And I was, you know how I am. I'm very hard on myself. I'm very, I want the best out of me. Not saying I want to be the best, but I know there's like potential inside. So I felt, I wouldn't even say felt, I learned a valuable lesson. Like, okay, cool. Like, this is how to do it. Let me approach it like this, right? And being willing to be a rookie, right? You know, you're like, oh, hey, I don't know everything yet. I don't know all the tricks and the way to move an audience like a Eric Thomas, like a Tony Robbins, and so on and so on. So it's just like, for that, it's just, yo, I'm not them. So why am I trying to be them? Let me be the best version I could be. Let me just, instead of assuming that this is the way you speak, let me just learn, right? Mm-hmm. And just be a sponge and be a student of the game, and then really create my own routine. Very similar to you when you work out. I can imagine there's idols that you look up to, but you know, like, I am not this person. I am me. I am Mike. I am one who's going to do it this way, do it that way. Not saying that it's wrong, but you start being a student of it. So I think it's one of those things that you have to have the self-awareness to understand that you don't know everything. And you have to be okay. Cool, I don't know everything, but I do know how I like to talk, or how I like to work out, or I like to do that. And that also comes with communication, right? Whether you're in a dating relationship or you're just even in a business relationship, someone that you work with, and so on. You want to know how to communicate with that person. Oh, this person's a jerk. This person's rude. They don't know how to do this and that, right? Maybe if you talk to them and, hey, do you know you're kind of doing this wrong? And I know someone didn't train you to, like, you know, just have those conversations and understand maybe that's the new way, you know, the old way. And just having those dialogues that can help grow. That's how you grow. You have those dialogues that you don't understand. You can't be closed-minded. Oh, hey, you have to do it this way. You have to bench press this way. You have to speak this way.
All the time I hear it.
Oh, you have to write, you know, hey, you're writing wrong. Like, you have to write this way. Like, there's so many million people out here in the world, billions, I should say, that everyone does things differently, but find your way, find what approach, but, you know, also learn how to communicate with others.
Well said. And this is one thing I tell people when it comes to fitness. You create your own, be organic. You can be inspired by someone that's lifting, oh, wow, he's doing such and such. Mm-hmm. But then you can ask, hey, how did you do it? Like, what's your routine and whatnot? Doesn't hurt to ask questions. And your goal is, hey, I'm going to be like The Rock or Chris Hemsworth, right? Like, you want to be like, oh, Jason Momoa. Like those guys, because you see on TV, it's going to be very hard. You're not going to be Michael B. Jordan or Jonathan Majors. I mean, you can be inspired by the workouts, but they have a schedule where that's their job. That's their job. They're getting paid to work out. They have a paid trainer, nutritionist.
Yes. Yeah, so you have to really be realistic in what works out for you.
But you can also be inspired, but you just got to create your own. And I use this a lot. For those who are familiar with the game Mega Man, you go ahead, each stage you fight in a different type of different machinery. You might fight Waterman, Fireman, Airman. I'm just throwing it out there. I know, don't get mad at me.
Oh man, the gamers are going to be heavy in the comments.
I know. Listen, it's been a long time. But each stage, you beat one of those different type of machinery. You get their power. Yeah. And then you're able to use it to the next stage and so on. But each one, you're able to grab their abilities. But you're still going to be the original. Doesn't mean you keep it. You don't keep them. You just have it for a short period of time. Because you're still a Mega Man being original. Yeah. But so also at the end of the day, you can learn from someone's ability, but you still are original because you have to find your own way of being the better version of yourself. Because each stage, like in Mega Man, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be difficult each way you can. And then you're able to learn a new move and how you're going to adapt that and spread it out there. And that's one thing I do. I learn from others. Even, how to be a better walker. Okay, I can walk a little faster, be a better jogger, run. It doesn't matter. I just want to be a better version each day. 1% better than yesterday.
So now that you say that, right, mm-hmm. I'm going to talk about, and this is something that I think we both learned reading numerous amount of books. I'll lead it off. Having a routine, right? For me, I wouldn't even say routine, but having goals in mind. I realized that the power of having like a vision board or writing down my goals, right? I can sit there and say, oh, hey, tomorrow I'm going to start working out because I plan to lose 50 pounds. And it sounds all good, right? But if you don't have that plan situated, if you're not working out, if you're not like have it or how I'm going to lose the weight, you don't get the results that you want. And I realized for myself, right, having a vision board, creating one, it's like, okay, this is the dream that I want. This is how I want to get this. This is how I want to do that. The vision board helped out amazing because I was able to see it, right? I'm a very visual learner. But then also I had to sit down and write, like, yo, okay, cool. How am I going to get to that? You know, like, how am I going to get to point A? How I'm going to get to point B, and so on and so on. And once I was able to say, okay, cool. At one point I was 250 and I dropped all the way down. Yeah, dude. I'm trying to tell you, man, that the hips was not lying. Shout out to Secure. But at one point I was 215 and I was able to say, yo, I'm going to lose this weight. I'm going to go to 165. And that sound crazy to say out loud. But once I was able to write down a routine, okay, cool. Obviously get the junk food, get the apple cider vinegar, the black seed oil, when I'm going to work out, what time I'm going to work out, what I'm going to eat, how often I'm going to eat. And then probably in a 9-month span, I lost about, like 50 plus pounds. And I was, 160, 165. And my body felt amazing. And it wasn't until I was able to write down the actual structure, the routine. So that thing held me accountable. And then obviously, you know, once you have kids, it's like sitting down, writing down that thing, that sounds like a joke.
Oh,
but
man.
Using apps to remind myself, whether it's a scheduling app.
Nothing wrong with that.
Like, oh, hey, yo, time to take your shot of apple cider vinegar. Make sure you take your black seed oil. You make sure you have your chlorophyll and all of that to actually get you right to, you know, detox the body, or as we like to say, give that body a good oil change. And that helped me a lot. And that helped me lose the pounds. And then also practicing, right? When it comes to speaking, okay, cool. I want to be a speaker. Yeah, sure, great. I can share my story with the best of them, I feel like, right? But also, what other tools can I learn that I can teach others as well? So now let me learn, let me actually study other things besides my story that can help. Blocking out time for that helped as well. So just having that structure, I realized was highly important to changing to the person that you want to become. So I want you to talk about your experience and what you learned from that as well, because you're probably one of the most disciplined people that when it comes to time management, that I'm like, man, dude, I want to be like Mike. I don't know how he does it. Like my man wakes up at like 4 o'clock.
Not Michael Jordan now.
My man wakes up at like 4 o'clock and then by 5 o'clock, he's out there running.
Even on my days off, bro. I mean, it's become a habit, and that habit turns into a lifestyle. And one thing you have to evaluate yourself and look at your schedule. Okay, hold on.
Before we talk about that, because you just said you had to look at yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about the first time you looked at yourself and you was like, WTF.
Yes. When I look at the scale and I stepped on it, I was like 240. I'm like, whoa, what the? Yeah, I was depressed. I know for most, you're like, that's nothing, but to me, it's something. And I took it to heart. You hear people telling you, oh, you're this and that. Look, what's going on? And then I had to really look at myself. The man in the mirror, Michael Jackson. And I was going to make a change. And I was going to feel real good. Jump on. Okay, sorry. But no, real talk is that I had to take a look at myself. And I had to make that change, like Michael Jackson said. And you had to take that personal accountability with yourself. Like he said, I was able to write down, okay, what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this. Okay, get up at this time. Change my relationship with food.
That sounds easy, but
trust me.
What was the first, how did you change your relationship with food?
Okay, I started with intermittent fasting, and I started with 16 hours. Can I at least go 16 hours without eating? Something small. And trust me, it was not easy at all, man. It was just like, I'm like, okay, I gotta eat. As soon as you get up, you're like the Undertaker, like, okay. And bacon, egg, and cheese on the road, like, I got to.
I gotta get that. I need that.
But the mind is you have to have control of your mind.
Yeah.
Because it's a powerful muscle. That you have to tell yourself, no. And then think about it, like, if I continue to eat this, what's gonna happen to me? It tastes good, it feels good, trust me. But I'm tired. After I eat that, I want to go sleep. Whoa. So right there and then I had to question myself. Each time I eat something that I'm not supposed to at that time, because I'm not giving my body enough time to recover. So I just went to bed. I was eating maybe like say something that I'm not supposed to eat.
Yeah. Like some potato chips or something like that.
Exactly. It's not whole foods. It's not nothing nutritious.
Whole check? Shout out to Whole Foods though.
And Trader Joe's, any other supermarkets out there.
Hey, they ain't sponsored. That's enough. That's it.
Okay, sorry. But yeah, real talk, bro, is that, you know, when you're able to eat, you have to give yourself time to recover. Not when you wake up and then you go eat again. It's just like we charge our phone before we go to bed, right? You don't want your phone at 0, 1%. No, you're going to charge that puppy up and wait till when you get up, it's at 100%.
Yeah.
Well, I want to be 100%. So there was ways of me learning about my body because the relationship I'm having with myself. Now, I was able to drink water at night, apple cider vinegar. Everybody has their own routine. This is what worked for me. Now, it was not just one day, not 2 days. I had to say this at least a month.
Okay.
And then those months turn into years, which I'm going on 3 years and counting with this 16-8 formula that's been working. There's days
Congrats.
I break my fast, but I get right back on it because you already program yourself. Consistency over intensity. We always have this, I got to do things real fast. That's like you're motivated to do things, but then it phases out. It fizzles. What happens when you hit that roadblock? Then you're not even able to be prepared because consistency where you little by little, small victories. Because when you have a bad day, you already know how to deal with it. Instead of just, okay, that's it, I messed up.
Yeah.
The streak is over. Like, come on, stop.
Yeah, I wanted to add to that value that you just said, as far as the small wins, right? I think, you know, because the power of social media and we see people posting the highlights, as I said prior, prior to that, we don't really acknowledge the small wins. And the small wins are the things that lead to wins, right? Like I like to say, like small steps are still steps. And we have to acknowledge that. So for myself, right, mentally, when I was going through my suicidal ideation, I was trying to get out of it. And I kept saying, man, I want to go on vacation. I want to go on vacation. I want to go on vacation. And, you know, I'm based out in Tampa. And here I am. I'm in this place. And all these people from out of town, you done came numerous of times, want to go to the beach, want to go do this, want to go do that. Dude, I'm out during this time. I'm out there for like maybe 13 years. And I probably went to the beach 4 times. And you was with me for one of them times, right? So it's like, this is how often.
Been a long time.
But this is how often I was like, oh, you know, the beach, because, you know, being from the Bronx, we don't, Orchard Beach ain't the best beach to party to. So we don't go there. So
no offense. I mean,
that's always been like my beach. Like, like that's been my beach mentality, I should say.
Yes.
And since I wanted to go on vacation, I decided to, you know what? I'm actually going to save up some money. I'm going to go to one of the best beaches out near Tampa. Sarasota, what is it called? Fort DeSoto. Yeah, Fort DeSoto. I'm pretty sure it's Fort DeSoto. And I wanted to go there and I wanted to do everything. And with that, you know, I was just like, oh, bet. I'm going to save up money. I'm going to go to a hotel and that's going to be my vacation. And, you know, shout out to one of my good friends, Julio. We did that. We took a little break.
What's up?
We took a little break and we went to like, just to the beach and just chilled.
Oh, I've done that.
That was a vacation for me, but I had to reframe my mindset and realize like that is a vacation. A vacation is not being currently home, not being in the city where I didn't know anything out there, bro. So it's like, they got seafood restaurants over there. We're trying it out. We're doing that. And putting that mindset instead of saying that I can't go on vacation, I can, but my vacation is going to be smaller. Like, going out to Hollywood, Florida, like doing things like that. That's a vacation. That is something that most people want to do. Why can't I do it? So and this is the add to the value, because what you're saying is you reframe your mindset from saying, I can't do this, but I can do this. Somebody acknowledge like, hey, I went 16 hours without putting a bag of potato chips in my mouth, right? Like that is okay, cool. Now I'm pretty sure you probably have a cheat day here and there.
Had it today. But anyway, I'm sorry.
But it's just one of those things that like, you're going to reward yourself. Obviously, you're not a robot, but you do that. So yeah.
I'm human.
And I just wanted you to talk about that. I just wanted to add that too. Like, reframing your mindset and saying that you can't do that you can, but you just have to look at it in a different setting.
Yeah, because it's part about being human, because I'm not perfect. I'm going to have those days where it can be 2-3 days straight I'm eating bad. But then I'll go back on that streak because I'm already programmed. I already put in the time that I work so hard. Why would I just stop doing this? Because let's say an event happened that my emotions get the best of me.
Yeah.
And a lot of us, we allow our emotions affect us when it comes to eating, right? or drinking. Like something bad happens, which happens to all of us in our lives. Unfortunately, you know, we got to face reality. Now it's how you're going to cope with that. It's like I said, bad breakup. Oh, I'm going to go eat.
Oh, I'm going to go drink.
Now you can go ahead and eat a salad. You can go ahead and drink some water. But come on, we know that most of us, we go through these issues and we go look for something that's going to comfort us. Like, I'm going to go order a slice of pizza. No, give me a pie, large pie. Add all the toppings.
I need extra cheese, B.
Yeah, come on now.
Yeah.
2-liter diet soda.
Like at that point, you're already doing the damage, my man. You might as well just go have that full-out Coke. But yeah, no, I definitely do agree with that.
But don't get it twisted. I have done that, and then I will always question myself, okay, there's going to be a lot of sad days in my life that I'm going to encounter, that every time I'm having these type of days, I'm going to go ahead and eat these type of food or drink. No, I should be able to do it regardless of my emotional state. It's just for me to program it that I'm able to go out there and not make excuses.
Yeah, for sure.
That my mind has to be in the best shape. I may not be the physically right now, but mentally, where if I'm eating this, I know you shouldn't be eating this, Mike.
Yeah.
Now there's going to be a penalty. It may not happen today, tomorrow. But if I continue to go down that losing streak, you're going to see yourself declining slowly.
Oh, yeah.
You might not see it today. Like I said, I can go out and have barbecue and all this, but then the next day, it's going to happen where you're going to see yourself, and it takes about a week or so when you're going to see, you might end up gaining some pounds. It's going to take time. Also, I say, listen, you can acknowledge what you're doing wrong and work on it, correct yourself. But when you're in your environment, you're around all, you know, and none against, where you're going to pick, oh, I want something sweet, and it's going to comfort you. Then you're going to want more.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's not going to be good, because once you're able to finally be healed, realize the results. Damn, I put on so much weight, but my mental is not corrected because I wasn't able to exercise or anything. Even going for a walk, it doesn't mean you have to go to the gym and lift weights. You can go for a long walk.
Yeah, walk around the block a couple of times.
Because also, when you poison yourself with what you put in your mouth, then also you lashing out on the people that care for you. What's going on? Why you getting that mad at me? You lashing out like, whoa, like, calm down. I'm just trying to help. No, man. Like, why don't you go for a walk? No, I don't need to go to... We hit all the time. Yeah. And a lot of times that we don't even take that time for ourselves to say, you know what, let me just take a reset. Yeah. And it's like I said, a small reset. And like he was saying, when I'm going on vacation, it doesn't necessarily have to leave out of New York. Just go to somewhere that you haven't been before. Maybe a block up. Oh, I've never been over here. That could be a vacation, but just clear your thoughts.
Let me go to Manhattan. Now, let me go to the West Side. I've never been to the West Side.
That's it.
Let me check that out. Let me go to the Village. Right?
Most of us define vacation, of course, leaving your area, leaving where you're from. But also you can be in your area, just, oh, I haven't been over here. Let me go ahead and experience that. Which, like I was saying, I never been to this park like that. And it was a vacation. I was able to be out here. And then, wow. It's, like I said, I opened up a new map. Like, you know, you've been around the Bronx, but you're like, I haven't been here. Yep. So it's like open world again, where, you know, just, where you're able to clear your thoughts. And then I'm able to think about something new instead of just stuff that's always coming back, reminiscing, which is going to poison my body. So, and my mind. So it's also when it comes to training, bro, it's about clearing your thoughts, regardless. Like, you could be in an emotional state and you just, oh my God, I don't know what to do, but you got to still fight it. Yeah. Because when we go to work, people who have jobs, we're going to have good days, a lot of bad days, but you still got to show up. You still got to get there on time. You can blame anyone or whatnot, what goes on in the job where, oh, I can't believe this, such as. Listen, that's part of the job. Sometimes you got to prep yourself. You got to know what to expect in any job. When you go into work, traffic will come. Traffic when you go home. You just got to prep yourself mentally what to expect, because you, at the end of the day, you want to have a great day, but at times, if you don't prepare yourself, then you're just going to react and your emotion is going to be all over the place without just holding it down. Like I said, there's traffic and I'm like, okay,
it is what it is.
It is what it is. I'm not going to lose any sleep. But also when there's an accident, a lot of us are like, why? Damn, it's an accident. And then you're like, oh, whoa. Like, you start to think, oh man, I hope that person's right.
Okay, yeah. So before we wrap this up,
yes,
talk about the 3 tips that help you change your mindset. Well, talk about the 3 tips that improve your mental health. How about that?
Yes. What actually helped me with my mental health was getting rid of the past, whatever was bothering me. Someone that I had issues with, have a conversation with them on a one-on-one personal level without anybody need to know. Just say, what's going on. I was able to do that with people in my inner circle, that I was able to have these conversations, and I was at peace with myself. Because if it's on my mind, I'm not going to go on social media and, hey, I got to just announce it.
Yeah.
Why not talk to someone? Because it's better that way, where you're able to talk to someone where nobody needs to know your business. Like you said, do things behind closed doors. Like what I do, a lot of my workout, my training, a lot of y'all don't see. But also I'm able to have conversations, just like HB always talk about, just, how are you doing? Hope everything good. It helps when a lot of us is going through something, just saying, how's everything? And that does feel great.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I was able to do. Another thing was look at what I'm putting in my mouth. I'm out. Yeah. Or what I'm eating. Come on, we're adults here. But no, just
how you did it.
The relationships that we put in our body, meaning like what you drink and what you eat, and just be aware. And if you're not able to exercise, you got to know if the consequences. If you're not able to continue to have that streak of eating clean, that somewhere down the road, the doctor is going to tell you, hey, you're going to have to take care of yourself.
Yeah, or pre-diabetic, high blood pressure, and so on and so on.
And I was pre-diabetic years back. What prompted me to change my life. Also, the dad life actually helped me even more because, you bring in a child into the world, you want to do everything you can to be the best dad, right? And that put me on the next level. That right there and then, that I had to program myself. And that was one of the major tips, is that no matter how bad it is, bro, like you saying, instead of saying you had a bad day, I had an interesting day. A good friend told me this, like, you have an interesting day. An interesting day, most people say, I have a bad day.
I don't even say that anymore, bro. I don't like to say I had a bad day.
I say interesting, and that's the funny thing.
I don't even say day.
Okay.
I just say experience.
Good. Give you one experience, and it's okay.
I had a bad experience, but I learned from it.
And it's not going to be a moment that's going to continue to hinder me.
Yes.
Because recently I got a speeding ticket, and listen, it's my fault. You can say, well, you didn't fight. Well, I did. But you know what? Raise my hand, take that L, accountability.
Yeah.
You know what? It's not going to happen again. I got caught off guard. I had to learn from my mistakes what I did wrong. And in the past, I fought and won. But this time, take an L. And then not be, get mad at, no, listen, it's a hard pill to swallow.
Yes.
But I also learned one of the tips, like I said, just be accountable.
Hold yourself accountable.
Change your relationship with what you put in your body, and stay consistent. Those are the tips I always say. So
it's letting go of the past.
Letting go of the past.
Watching what you eat or drink.
Relationship with food and drinks.
And then also hold yourself accountable.
Be accountable.
And that's it.
Absolutely. I mean, you can't go wrong with none of those.
I think that's a great foundation to start.
And that is the only way that you can able to get those steps in, and then you're able to build from there.
Yeah.
Because everybody's going to have their own foundation. Those foundations work for me, and it's still working to this day.
All right, man. I'm here with my man, Mike. Tell everybody where they can find you at.
Find me on IG at one at IG. And from there, don't worry. And my TikTok and everything else will be later on. But as of right now, you can find me on IG. And if you want to be inspired, just follow me. I'll show love back.
All right. That was the Just Believe show. We out. Peace.